Hey everyone, Malphite here, and today I have a very interesting speculation, but could soon turn actually into a leak, and that is Fnatic and their new AD carry. So we know Noah is leaving. So far, Humanoid probably confirmed, and June we're not totally sure yet, but Noah is confirmed leaving. And so SK Gaming, probably we have Rahel staying. And there are only 2 spots left for Noah. But most importantly, there are only 2 spots left for the AD carry in the whole LEC. And so when you are Fnatic, what do you do? What kind of player do you actually get? And so when I thought about this, my first idea was, get this guy, Unforgiven. I'm sure some of you have heard his name, maybe some of you do not know who this guy is, but he's been very underrated for quite some time. I'll probably make a whole separate video about it, but for now, this guy is not gonna be playing in LEC. He's set to join Movistar Koi in the LVP. And so I was like, okay, well they couldn't get this guy, or maybe didn't want this guy. And then it struck me. Fnatic Berserker. This guy is leaving Cloud9. We have that confirmed. And he's looking for a new team. He's insanely mechanically talented. He was the start player in Cloud9 alongside Jojopyun. And it's like, we already have Jojopyun confirmed for Mad Lions Koi. Why not get Berserker in Fnatic? How crazy would that be? How crazy would that be? Let's look at this guy. Coming from T1 Academy Rookies Challengers, playing for them for a year, then coming to Cloud9, instantly becoming the best AD carry in the region. Did he look bad last year? Yes. Pretty bad. You know, everyone was expecting him to be the best, to be the mechanical talent. But no, this is not what ended up happening. But let's quickly look back. You know, we have Jojopyun looked for MDK. Imagine a roster of Fnatic with Berserker. Berserker and Jun. You have that Korean bot lane. You have that mechanical talent replacing another mechanical talent. Wouldn't you want to see who's better, Noah or Berserker? Wouldn't you want to see Fnatic against Mad Lions Koi, the second best and third best according to how they got qualified to Worlds this season in the whole Europe, both teams upgrading on paper and seeing them battle it out, the battle of the NA carries, right? From Cloud9, the 2-star players, both coming to Europe, both coming to LEC, and now battling it out. And this is crazy, right? Because this guy, Berserker, not Noah, Berserker wants a great team, right? But first and foremost, LEC or League of Legends is an esport, right? It is about the business. But what is better for your organization than getting a star player and having a big rival, your former teammate, in the league? I think Fnatic, even if you have to pay a bit more for this player, it's definitely worth it because you have the whole script. It's all writing itself, right? G2 is upgrading, making their team younger. Fnatic brings one huge talent from NA. Mad Lions Koi brings another huge talent from NA. You know, when EU used to be better on paper, we were sending all the best players to the LCS. Now that LCS did better, officially at least, for 2 years, now we start to get their stars, or the players that were doing well in their region, right? I think this would be huge for Fnatic, would make the move to MDK for Jojo even better. But that's not all, right? Let's think about Berserker's actual possibilities. He was mentioning he would maybe go to play to LCK, he would maybe go to play to LPL, or maybe Brazil. In his video, he did not mention Europe. So maybe he does not want to go to Europe. Maybe he would rather go to Brazil. Maybe he just forgot about it and couldn't remember, so he said Brazil and thought, yeah, maybe that's Europe. I don't know. But let me go through these tabs and let's look at what happened to a similar talent in Prince. This guy was a huge AD carry. He came to FlyQuest that one season 2 years ago. He was amazing. until he just fell off a little bit. There was something going on inside the team, right? And then they ended up kind of flopping. But they were playing really, really well that one season. He was the best. People were saying, who's better? Who do you got, Prince or Berserker, right? And then he went to Team WE. It's not the worst, right? But do you know, in NA, you are that star, you are that huge talent, and then a middle of the pack LPL team picks you up. And so I was actually thinking, what are the options for Berserker? Let's look at it. So here we have LCK, obviously only BDD locked in for KT Rolster, but you know, are you going to replace Aiming, who was huge on Damwon? He was arguably the best player. I mean, they were making him play a lot of champs he's not good at, like Ziggs in Worlds, and they probably had no clue what to do. They were kind of struggling with their identity, but this roster has a lot of potential, right? So you are not replacing Aiming on Damwon. You are not replacing Pace. You are not replacing Gumayushi, you are not replacing Viper. So these are huge names. Also, so you probably also would not even want to go to Nongshim, DRX, Fearx, or OK Brion, because it's just not really huge names, right? You are a player, you used to be in T1, you used to be in Cloud9, so you want to go to a good team, to a big team and a good team. You want to make worlds, you also want to get like money obviously, but you want to have your name out there. That is how players become good and stay good, because their name is out there next to big teams. And if you perform well on these teams, well, then you maybe get into even better teams, or you can stay in those teams, and so on. And so what I think is basically the only consideration for Berserker in LCK is KT Rolster, because we heard that Deft is probably finally retiring. I mean, he says this every year, right? Like one last dance and so on. But in case he does retire, you think, yeah, Berserker could potentially join. But why would you get a player that performs so bad in LCS when you have an academy team, KT Challengers, that won the whole thing? Like, look at their summer season, right? This is the league that Reckless is playing in. They did actually better in summer. They even made the playoffs, but still not that good, right? But here you have KT Challengers and you have Hype. And that is indeed a Hype AD carry. And so why would you replace this guy, Hype, with some Berserker that you probably even have to pay more for, when you already have a star AD carry ready to just pop into your team next to BDD, be the next star in the LCK with such a cool Hype name as Hype? That is indeed a really good choice of a name, my sir. What, did I just say my sir? Oh my god, that's cringe. Well, anyways, so that is not happening. At least I don't think that is happening, right? Unless Hype somehow decides to leave KT, which is just by itself sounds pretty bad. And this guy really did a good name. Anyways, so maybe you go to LPL, right? But here we have the same problem. You are just not getting onto the top team, especially after the season that you had. So you're not replacing Ruler, you are not replacing Gala, you are not replacing Jackie Love or Light in Weibo. And so again, you could maybe replace Dogdam in Fun plus Phoenix, right? But the best you can do is like a middle of the pack team, which is still a big team with a big name, like Fun plus Phoenix or Invictus Gaming. But why would you do that where you have Fnatic, one of the biggest organizations of League of Legends, and it's all here for you? You know, it's right there. It's the open doors. It's the spot that just got open. Another star player on the team just said, okay, well, I think I should go. You can slide right in. You have that Korean bot lane. You have Jun, a support. He's also Korean. He could help you. You could help him. And then you have the top side of Oscar, Razork, and Humanoid. You have arguably the best jungle in Europe. You have one of the best mid lanes. You have solid top laner. And you have a really, really strong support who's also Korean. Like, what more do you want? It's like the perfect roster for Berserker. And when you look at it, oh, some ads popping up. Fnatic I mean, it's the oldest organization, obviously, in esports, but Fnatic is the organization that made the most worlds. When you look at the graph, they only did not make worlds in 2016, but in the Europe, they always make it, even when they're bad, even when they have to change their roster 3 times, when something goes wrong, even when fans complain all the time, even when the management is bad, right? They always somehow make it. Has it been getting worse? Yes. But you are almost guaranteed that world spot, especially with a roster like that. And so you should go and just take that spot, right? You should go on that team. You should do whatever you can in your power, both as the player, right? Both as Berserker, but also as the management, and just make this hype move happen. I think this can still be one of the most hype moves of the whole offseason. And it's crazy, you know, how this just happens, how just you waited a bit longer and now Noah is out, but already the moves in the LCS are starting to happen. We had some leaks, you know, they are in my other videos, but you could totally get Berserker here and suddenly Fnatic is hype again. It's exactly what everyone wants, exactly what the fans want. They want that hype, they want to be excited to watch their favorite team. And I'm sure that just this change would kind of keep the team at a similar level, if not better, right? Because there have been some issues with, let's say, confidence for Noah, which doesn't seem to be the case for Berserker, but we don't know. He had a bit of a slump last year, but he is trying to prove himself, and Fnatic is a perfect place for that. You have the rivalry with the Jojo Pune. You could see how he performs against the best in G2. And so this is everything that LEC needs to get real good, to get better, to get stronger. Imagine the hype of LEC next year. You have Fnatic with Berserker, you have MDK with Jojo, you have G2, you have KC getting stronger, you have upgraded Team BDS. And so all these teams could be battling it out for the top, and that is insanely valuable. One more thing I'll just say. LPL stocks have been kind of dropping. Many people are saying that it's going to get worse and worse, that the esport is kind of getting like dying out slowly, and that they are getting some budget cuts and ceiling like max pay, what is called, not pay gap, yeah, whatever, like max limited pay and so on. And so I think this is the golden opportunity, and both Fnatic and Berserker need to seize it. And I actually believe that in a couple days we are going to see Fnatic Berserker being the huge new star. So I would even go as far as to call it a leak. And if it's not going to happen, that's the biggest mistake of this offseason. And so thank you for watching the video so much. I really poured my heart and soul into this, so please subscribe. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Like the video, it would help me so much. And let me know in the comments, most importantly, what do you think about this? Are you excited? Are you not? Is it going to happen or not? Let me know. I'm looking forward to all your replies, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.